Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What is this trickery? You're watching us live from Suarez HQ with our impromptu live stream broadcast. Well, if you're tuning in now, can I say a massive thank you? Well done. You've seen your notification. And look, now we're live. You are right here with us in the paint pod from a rather overcast and dull looking Stroud here in the UK, but that doesn't dampen our spirits because we're surrounded by colourful, beautiful things. Welcome aboard to the live stream today. It's Friday here and it's about 20 to 2 in the afternoon. I hope you're well wherever you are and however you're watching us. A big warm welcome. I'm just going to get the stream up on my laptop because obviously I want to be able to say hello to everybody. So I'm just going to try and figure out how I do that, because I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure because I've not done it before. So we're breaking a little bit of new ground here, friends. Let's just see where we're at. Hopefully, there we go, live now. I've just seen it. Okay, and there we go. Yes, 9 people watching. Oh, we've already had a dislike. I don't know why. Maybe it's not for you. Okay, right, before we get going, everybody, and before I tell you what's coming on this afternoon, Big Rainbow Wizard, straight out of the blue. Yes, we are. Ashley Fletcher, a great way to wake up. Hello, Ashley. Right, so we've got Joseph Span. Good morning. Oh, Funny Fox has said, wow, hello. Hello, Funny Fox. There's an impromptu one for you. Funny Fox watches on a regular basis. Cameron, hi, and also you do as well. What's up? Sonia, fantastic. I was on YouTube, and then this comes along. Boom, Sonia, there you go. You're part of the... You can't leave now. Look, we've got you forever. Okay. Big Rainbow Wizard. Last week's circular pieces look great. I'm going to talk you through this in just a second, folks. I'm going to tell you what's on the agenda this afternoon. We fixed the battery issues from Wednesday's live stream. If you did manage to watch that, you'll know towards the end of the broadcast, 3/4 of the way through, my battery decided to die and it was beeping at me. It's fully charged. I've also bought a new one. 250 quid. Ouch. Anyway, so Ashley, maybe they don't know great art. Yes. Oh, Pan. Hello, Pan. Nice to see you. I love your emojis. Now, we've lost a camera. Just bear with me a second. Oh, we've lost PTZ, mate. Yeah, do you want me to unplug it? We've got a slight technical issue here, everybody, in so much as we've lost one of the cameras. So I'm just going to do a manual reboot. And then I'm definitely going to talk to you about what we're doing today. Right, okay. So blue light's back on. Right, okay. AJ's just going to check that. It's a black screen, but it's fine. We're just deactivating and reactivating the camera. Brilliant, fantastic. Right, so if you've seen these live streams before, I don't really need to explain a lot to you. If you haven't and you're new, please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. We'll do our best to answer them for you. We've got the main man out in control, AD, who will come on board on the camera and on the microphone and say hello. Oh,
hello.
Hello, there he is.
How are you? I asked you first. Oh, that's really mature.
He's pressing all the buttons. We got some stuff to do this afternoon. I'm going to talk you through it. We'll do a lot of chat. Okay, it's very relaxed, very informal. If we're on your mobile device, take it around the house with you, or if you're at work, just slide off for half an hour and go watch. But in any case, very relaxed afternoon. I'm going to talk you now through, ahead of any questions anybody wants to ask, about what's going to happen this afternoon. We are going to get the extractor on very shortly. There isn't any paint open at the moment. It's one reason why I wear a mask, but all that will become clear. Okay, so you can see, first of all, I've got 2 completed round paintings sat on the trestles, these horse, we call them these anyway, these trestles, these A-frames, suspended on 2 runners. And the whole point of these on here, even though they look finished, is in actual fact, and I'm going to show you on one of our other cameras. If we go on to Roam Cam, buddy, I'm gonna look. How often do I sit down? Hello, on a live stream. I never sit down, but I hope you can see here. If I just tilt you down a bit, when we painted these on the live stream, there wasn't enough time to finish the edges. Okay, so we've let these dry for probably 2 weeks now. Well, week 10 days. And this afternoon, I want to get really up close and personal and infill the sides. There's quite a bit to do this afternoon. We're going to be taking these out to a client a week today. He knows they're coming, but you know, obviously there's a little bit of finishing off to do. If I put roam cam around this side as well, can we see this, buddy? Yep. So here, look, a little bit of canvas sort of showing. So I want to take this opportunity just to tidy the edges up. So we're going to be doing things that we don't normally show. Not that we normally have to tidy edges up, it's only the circular ones that cause the issues. And it's kind of just a maintenance thing, really. Okay, so we're going to be cracking on with that. We're going to get really nice and detailed, so some very interesting close-up shots. We're changing things up a little bit. That's today. We can take roam cam, which I'm going to do now, actually. And let's take you around here. So we're going to be doing both of those. I've got those to finish today. Okay, let's take roam cam around here. Thank you, Ashley. That's very nice of you. They're absolutely breathtaking. That's very kind. Right, so also down here, I can't show you too much. In fact, I'll just come around here. I don't want to show you too much of what's behind me, only because our Patreons get first look. So they're going to be getting their video shortly. So we're also going to be attacking this canvas down here, hopefully. Now, what's interesting about this, everybody, is this is an experiment. What we've done today is actually pick up a tin of silver paint. It's a very fine aluminium tinted paint. It's got a very, very fine aluminium powder in it. So we had this made for us today because we're searching for that really elusive, the most stunning silver paint we can possibly get. The one that when the light hits it, it looks like some lightning storm across the sky. You know, something piercing and powerful. So we're going to be trying that a little later on in the broadcast. And I'm going to be doing a black base coat. And we're going to be using this over the top in various thicknesses. We're going to put some on in its raw state. I'm going to be thinning some down. We might be throwing it. Let's see how it reacts with some of the other colours. So we're going to be having a little experiment with that as well. So whilst there's a lot of things to do here, paint-wise, in the paint pod today, we thought we'd come live and out to you guys and see what everybody was thinking. And give you a chance just to catch up on what's going on here and actually what real artists do for a living. So there we go. So that's currently on the agenda for today, friends. Let's move the roam cam back. Right, let's show you the little one. Let's just get this off for now. Let's see if we can get this right. So I can't see now, buddy, so you'll have to be my eyes for me. Yeah. Does that look all right? So just wanted to show you that one. Now I'm going to try and pick up the big one. Interestingly, on the cameras, do they look on the camera about the same sort of size? Because it's one of those optical illusions.
Yes, they do, buddy. So, if you lift that back one up, let's show the people the difference in size.
In fact, I'm going to have to come over here because I can't lift it all the way up. There you go. That's the difference in size. Can you see now? So with the further one, with the one being over here, the larger one being further away, you can't really grasp the size of it. So I wanted to be able to show you just exactly the difference in the sizes. And then these will hopefully go as a pair. Well, we're going to be selling them or offering them as a pair, certainly. And what's interesting about the circular ones is, of course, you can rotate either of them to do that and sort of get the orientation and positions that you think is the best. Infinite possibilities with these, which is very exciting. Now, if you do want to have a little look at it, we uploaded a little video of it with some real nice close-ups on it. We've done that on TikTok, Suarez Art. We've done it on Instagram, Suarez Art. I've also done it on Pinterest, Suarez Art. So you can have a look at that 60-second video where we take you for an overhead swoop down all the way around both pieces, so you can have a really good look at it. So feel free to check those out on social media. Don't forget, there's all the social media channels. If you want to go and have a look and have a follow, there is so much out there to indulge yourself in. Go treat yourself. Right, okay, so let's turn our attention. Who else have we got here? Ashley, make sure you're breathtaking. Cheeses of Wednesdays. Other paints you use oil based. I'll talk about the paints in just a second, Ashley, if that's okay. Jeffrey from JX3 Gallery, hello, has also joined us as well. Fantastic. Great stuff. Please do get involved in the chat, everybody, especially if you've got questions. We will do our best to answer them for you. And right now, I will promise, Ashley, I'll start talking about the paints in just a second, but I just need to get myself sat down first. I am going to attack the side of this one. I'm going to start with a little blue around the corner. So we're going to be on Roam Cam in just a few moments. Pressure's on now because I've never done this live on camera before. This is going to be good, isn't it? No pressure, Ed, no pressure. I'm on tiny little paintbrushes here. And I also need some sponges. So let's grab those as well. Now, from a health and safety point of view, just for my colleague out there, I've only got the one tin open at the moment, buddy. So it is entirely up to you when you decide you want to put the extractor on. There's no immediate danger at the moment. Okay, right, are we on Roam Cam? And have we got a reasonable sort of view of this, everybody? Okay. Right, I might even need to put my glasses on, which should be quite amusing, shouldn't it? Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll feather that in just a second, so you can see my ears now, my ear defenders. Oh, have you got to go, Cameron? Well, thank you very much. It's very nice to see you. Thank you for joining us on the impromptu stream. So, Ashley, let me talk to you about the paints. Great question. Love being asked about the paints. So, yeah, these are definitely an oil-based. In actual fact, you may like to know. Oh, Big Rainbow has got to go as well. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll hopefully see you on Wednesday. Remember, we've got a live stream on Wednesday. Don't forget that. So if you do have to go today, this is just a little bit of a bonus for everybody. Well, we hope so anyway. So yeah, do join us for the regular live stream, which is 7:30 p.m. UK time. Wednesday. It promises to be an extra specially good one, which they all are. So Ashley, thanks for the question. They are oil-based, and specifically the oil resin, or the resin that forms the basis or the backbone of the paint, is actually a byproduct from the petrochemical industry. So it's a benzene derivative, if you really want to know. And into that oil resin base goes hardeners, pigment, and some chemical dryers, and that's really about it. There's not a lot in enamel paints. The most crucial thing is having the pigment and also having the ability for it to dry. Now, we do have other chemicals that go into it. Some of those we have at source, and some of those are put in for us. And then we've got a number of other chemicals that we can add as and when we see fit, depending on what it is that we're doing. Okay, I never thought that watching paint dry could be so interesting. I love it. Right, so coming to the end of the blue here now, I'm just popping a few dabs on the corner. This is all really about just trying to kind of get rid of those little bits of canvas that are sort of lying around the place, just featuring here and there. I'm going to feather that edge in because we're starting to get out here into some kind of autumnal, bronzy, almost burnt sienna kind of tone, so I don't need anything too heavy there. I'm probably going to attack that with the paintbrush very shortly. But let's just get that dabbed in. So yeah, I've got a couple of dabs which I don't really want to mess around with too much. So I'll tell you what, let's move that round there. Keep an eye on your questions, see if there's anything else we can answer for you. But for now, we're just going a little dab. It's a bit Bob Ross, isn't it, at the moment? Oh yeah, they're birds now. Ah, Damiana Herrera, hello. Very nice to see you. Fashionably late. I like it. Yeah, thank you, Ashley. That's great. I'm glad you asked anyway. It's a great question to ask, to be honest, as well. So yeah, that's good. Right, so what I'm also going to do there is have a look for any other blue features and make sure that I can actually get those done. And remember, I'm going to very, very shortly, because this doesn't take very long, we're going to have a little go with the old experimental piece because we've got this really gorgeous silver we're going to have a little play with. Okay, right. Okay, that's nice. Right, so let's take Roam Cam for a little look around. So rather than rotating the canvas around, let's get Roam Cam around and let's see where else I need to get some blue. So I've got a blue round there on that side, just on the edge there, which I'll feather in with some purple. This all looks kind of purplish around there. So I think apart from this tiny bit here, which I will now rotate round and see if I can do, yep, there. Actually, do I need to do that? Yeah, maybe just a little bit down the bottom. So I'm definitely going to be using the brush for this rather than a piece of sponge. I have a feeling we're going to get through quite a bit of sponge this afternoon. But like I said, these are the essential things that have to be done. So we just thought we'd broadcast in the background. Right, so is that okay? Can you see that, dude? Okay. So again, all I really want to do is just kind of feather in here where you can see the weave of the canvas. I'm going to pop that in and then just work it in. I can also nicely work it in with the ends of the fingers as well. Oh, but you know, it's so nice to sit down. I never sit down, well, hardly for anything. It's just really, it's so nice to have a sit down. I don't know what you guys are up to this afternoon or whether you were able just to sit down. BW, studying or watching art stream. Well, hello there. Please do let us know where you're watching from as well, everybody. We'd love to know in what corner of the globe everybody resides in, because we really truly are completely global. I mean, we can reach every person on every continent pretty much. We had a gentleman from Trinidad and Tobago on Wednesday, which I think was the first viewer we've had from there. That was really nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed his company, and he got involved in the chat, which is excellent. So happy days. Right, blue's looking pretty nice there, got to be honest. So we're going to retire the blue off, and I think next I'm extremely tempted actually just to leave the orange for a second. I think what we're probably going to do is come over to this part, and I'm going to get two colors out. Oh, there's my tin of paint. One of which is called Magenta, which is a pretty sensational color. BW's from Germany. Hello. Nice to see you. Guten Tag. Very nice to see you. Or is it Guten Abend? What is it? You'll have to let me know. Sorry, my German isn't that good. Okay, we're going to go with the stronger colour. I'm going to get the orange out anyway. Okay, that's good. Ashley says, gotta love a bit of Bob. Yeah, we all love a bit of Bob Ross, don't we? Oh, that's nice. So Ashley, yeah, Joseph, I see a big cliff rock, and that one was Sunset and Ocean. Excellent. Oh, T-Ray is Bismarck, North Dakota. Fantastic. Have we had anyone from North Dakota before, buddy? I'm not sure we have. That's great. Lovely. Love to hear where everybody's from. It's fantastic. Right, okay, so that's fine. I've got my Magenta out. I also need to get the darker purple, which I think was that one. Yes, it was. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on this area next. And then I think there's quite a few spaces like this, which is fine. Guten Tag is perfect. Thank you. I wouldn't want to get it wrong. Okay, which camera, mate? Overhead at the moment. Okay. Right, so this could be a little tricky. So what I got here, I've got these sort of striations here of orange, but there is an underlying of pink. So I'm going to start my pink round here and then morph it into the purple, because there's quite a bit going on there. So we're going to go in with the sponge. So Ashley is in Nebraska. Not a cold-natured person, Ashley. What are you doing in Nebraska then? What's the temperature? It gets cold in Nebraska, doesn't it? Yeah, we've known a few people over the years from that part of the world, and it does get rather chilly. You have my sympathies, because I don't like the cold either, Ashley. So yeah, I completely know what you mean. Oh, 16 degrees. Oh, that's not too bad. That's like a summer's day. AD's just looked that up, so we hope that's reasonably accurate anyway. So that's 61 degrees Fahrenheit. AD's just let you know. And it's 63 here, so we've pretty much got the same weather going on, actually. Nice. Okay, right, so hopefully you can see that. I'm just feathering out now with the other side of the sponge. Out -30. Goodness me. Wow. Yeah, perhaps the weather's not too bad over here then. We won't moan about it. Okay, so we're just doing a gentle feathering in of the edge here. And one of the nice things about sponges, especially when you use them dry, what I mean by that is I haven't put any thinners on or anything, I'm just going straight from the can. It's surprising actually when you cut them with these little points on them. Are we on roam cam still, buddy? So when you cut them with a little point, it's surprising how accurate you can get just by sticking that in, so I can really get quite up close. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move you guys around. So that's my pink one. I'll need to come back to that. Okay, so without killing myself, let's go around to the purple, and we'll grab another piece of sponge and I'll dab in the purple. This is looking nice. This is looking nice. What's the thing with edges, I'm always concerned about with edges, is you always see them, don't you? Always see an edge, no matter where you are on a, looking at a painting. Unless you look at it from the front on, everything has always got an edge to it. So I'm very, very particular about how I finish edges on paintings. I really like them to be an integral thing and part of your viewing experience, which it has to be, really. Okay. I'm just doing some blends. It feels very Bob Ross, doesn't it? Okay. It's fine at the moment. I'll just get a little tap in. Now we are starting to get into copper territory around here, so I'm going to start and bring some copper in. But where we've got the more solid tones on the side, where there isn't too much actually dripping over, it's relatively straightforward to do this. Of course, we will get into the blending territory very soon. That's when the fun starts. So, Damiana, what's the temperature where you are then? It's not 16 degrees centigrade, is it? That's for us. So where are you then, Damiana? If that's cold for you, what are you used to then? Are you Miami or Puerto Rico or sunny Spain? Where are you? We're dying to know now, aren't we, where you are? Okay, so we're going to continue around with the purple. It's not too bad actually. So I've got a few blends now, so I'm probably going to get the copper out and then see what I can do around this edge. So I'm trying now just to get sort of the under half, so between, say, there. Oh, she's in Florida. Fantastic. From there up to sort of halfway, because then I'm going to go from the top edge of the canvas down. That's going to be almost like my waterfall effect with the copper. See, that's the general plan. Okay, so as we're working our way around, that's nice so far. It's all blended in really nice, the pink and what have you, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I can always use a drop of thinners if I need to, but at the moment I think we're all right. I don't need to do that. So where's my copper? I've got that in a tub redone. 75 in Florida. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. Yeah, I'll swap you 75 degrees for Stroud at the moment. Okay, here we go. Right, so you can see that I've got the tiniest amount of the copper. This is this one. And I'm just going to try and dab that in. And this is where I might need a dab of thinners in the paintbrush. Let's just see how we get on. It's really just to give a little accent of what's going on, rather than to continue the painting over the side. It's the main event is what you're looking at on the surface. And really, this is kind of like the after show party, you know. Right, I'm going to grab myself just a tiny drop of thinners and pop that in a shot glass, because I'm going to use my fingers now just to move the paint around a little bit. It's very tiny, look, it's a very tiny amount. Yeah, so I've just got a little tiny amount in the shot glass. Okay, and it's as subtle as that. and it'll just help me move, there we go, the paint where I need it. So I'm going to bring that down because there's a kind of radiated effect with the copper already on. I'm just trying to kind of emphasize that as we go down. There we go. Let's see. So I've managed to bring some of that down already, which is nice. I'm still going to keep the finger technique going because I don't need an awful lot. There you go. Painting with my fingers today. I bet you didn't think you'd see that when you got up this morning. So we're just going to tap a little bit more in there. And then I'm going to go back to my purple. There's a song in there, isn't there? So we'll dab that back on. Oh, that's looking really nice now, actually. It's covering some of these things up like a dream, so really happy with that. So I'm going to go back over the purple there. And then I just think one more dunk. Oh, no, not one more dunk with that finger. Let's go in and we'll just pull those down just a little bit. Really particular about edges and everything, and corners, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, okay. Pretty good. Right, so that's nice. Let's go and have a look at the other one now on round cam. I'll just show you what we've done there. All right, so we've patched that up really nice. That's just filled in beautifully. Look at that, seamless. Very nice. We're going to come back to that orange over there in just a second. But right now, I just want to check this out. This is going to be quite a difficult edge to do. But I have seen... Let's go around here. Yes, look, we've got a giant piece of... Well, we've got two lots, actually, of... the purple. So let's regroup round the corner. Won't be too long because I'm pretty much about halfway now, so hopefully you'll find this reasonably relaxing. I mean, we are very chilled out, which is how it should be, really. I mean, things can get very, very manic here, as I'm sure you can probably imagine. And it's been a busy old morning. Actually, when I was chatting to AD earlier, and we were like, okay, what do we need to do now for the week coming up? Well, we know that these two are going out to see a client next Friday. So that kind of begged the question as what do we need to do now? Just to make sure we've got these in the best position possible. Great. Let's give them ample opportunity to dry. That's when we said, right, we're going to get these, a few little bits just dabbed in and touched up around the edges, make them extra specially perfect. And then we know we've got a week for it all to cure before we take it out for the client to go and have a look. So it'll be very interesting to see. He's going to see one of the giant round ones as well. Maybe if I chatted nicely to AD, we might be able to find Prismatic Warp on the website and show you a picture of the other one that we're going to take out for the client. He's already got one of our round ones, which is a painting called Callisto, named after one of the moons of Jupiter. He's in a mood to treat himself, so we're going to take a few round ones out from an existing collector. Great guy. We're looking forward to seeing him. So it might be a blank screen for a split second, but don't panic, everybody. We'll get in there. So there you go. This is the other one that he's going to have a look at. And that is called Prismatic Warp. One of my faves. Absolutely is. And to be honest, we did that on a live stream about a year ago. Very successful evening. I mean, to produce that on, while you're broadcasting live, this was quite an achievement, but it is a sensational painting and it's big. It's big and it's heavy. So we've got prep to do in order to get that loaded onto the van, ready to take out to go and see him. So it's not just, sat here having a bit of a chill out on a Friday afternoon. Sadly, there is always a copious amount of work to do. And that's just one of the things which we'll have to cope with and figure out probably next Thursday in order to get it loaded successfully before we go out and see him on the Friday. But yeah, that's the other one that's going out, which I think pretty awesome. Like I say, one of my faves. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do while Roam Cam's where it is. Let's give this a turn and see how we're looking, because I might want to start and have a look. Yeah, this edge, which is basically my orange edge, which I think is probably a good place to turn to the orange. Now, there is quite a bit of orange that needs to be looked at, so I think this is where it starts to get brighter and lighter now. Okay, so I'm going to go and get my orange. Oh, how are we doing? Beautiful purple, thank you, Damiana. Going back to my childhood, Ashley, yes, with finger painting, you're absolutely right, yeah. Yes, thank you, Ashley. Yes, it's very nice of you. I'm definitely not coughing now. I did get ill a few weeks back. It was not pleasant, I must admit. But thankfully, over all that now. And I have a glucose energy drink today. Keeping me on the straight and narrow. Give me a little bit of boost of energy, which is very much needed. Okay. It's really nice sitting down, actually. I wonder if I could do a whole live stream sat down. I don't think I could. Okay, so Roam Cam, are we getting this okay, buddy, with the orange? Yeah, this is where I'm going to start. You got that okay? Yeah, it's going to look very, very bright on that particular camera. And we do use two different types of camera here because we're actually, what we've put together for the live broadcasts with the equipment that we've got probably has never been designed to actually do that. So we're always pushing the boundaries and the limits of what the technology can do. But it's a very good lens. It's a Sony 4K camera that we're using, which is a very, very good lens on it. But of course, the software that we're using to broadcast with as well also has its own processing and output capabilities. So actually matching the colors exactly to what I'm seeing to what you're seeing is very, very difficult, and Aid is always having to there's the orange on the overhead, look. Aid is always having to constantly look at all the settings to try and make sure that we're as accurate as possible with the colors, because some of these colors are just sensational. I think, Ashley, as you may have alluded to earlier on when you were saying that you thought they were oil-based because they look vibrant and deep in terms of the richness of colour, you are so right, and very well observed, because they are. I mean, they are exceptional, and it's one of the reasons why we go through all this pantomime with breathing apparatus and all manner of health and safety precautions to bring you live streams, but simply because the paint is so good and so awesome. It's just something we'd hopefully never going to be without, because it uniquely defines us, and I like that, exactly how it should be. Right, I'm going to take you around the other side. So Aid is just switching between the cameras now, so you can see, yeah, the difference between what the colours look like. So yeah, so one's very much a bright orange, and the other's pretty much like sorry, yeah. Let's put the Roam Cam on the orange now. Look, go back, yeah, yeah. All right. As you can see, the orange on the top is the same as the orange on the side. There you go. Look, so that is the same as that. So they are the same colour, even though they look two different colours. And this is just what happens when you have lighting and lenses and software and everything kind of has its own agenda. But I think we do pretty well. Okay, right, so it's looking good. We're readying ourselves for the experiment with the silver paint, which is coming soon, which I'm really excited about. So this edge isn't too bad, actually. I'm not really going to do an awful lot with this. Hopefully we can see that okay. I'm just going to dab in a few places here and there. Now, of course, it's going to look a little bit raw on the top because we've got light hitting it, whereas I don't have the light on the side. Okay, but that's fine. That's looking good. This is accentuating the colours that are on the top, but doing it on the side. Of course, when you've got circular paintings that are drying, especially when we spin them, which was the technique that I used, invariably you get a mix of colours on the side as things sort of fly off the edge and dribble down. So actually, even if there's no canvas showing, which is only in a few places, it's always nice to touch the edges up, because you've got a little bit more control over what you're blending and then what it looks like. So I'm going to bring the camera just round in just a second, because there's a little bit of the purple I just want to have a little look at. So let's bring you guys around here and let's see what we've got. Okay, so just kind of about here, I'm just going to do a little bit of dabbing. Just here it's a little bit light. I need to reintroduce that actually, is it? Yes, it is the purple. It's kind of almost a little bit of a hybrid mix, to be fair. So it's very much a magenta and purple, so we'll get a little bit of that mixed together, a little bit dabbed in. And it's definitely more magenta, so let's get some of that on. Let's get a little drop of fresh, not a lot. Got to be very, very careful that I don't completely mess this up. So it should be fine. Let's get that on there, and then I'm going to mix some of the purple over the top and then get the thinners in. Very therapeutic, actually. This I'd suggest anybody have a go at this. This is a lot of fun, actually. Rather pleasant. So there we go. So we're just going to temper this down a little bit. Just went in with the pink, and then I'm going to introduce the thinners, and probably a brush is a good time to bring that in. So the brush is just over here, along with my thinners, and we're just going to tease that down a little bit. Okay, let's see how we get on. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just allows me just to blend some of that magenta in. Because don't forget, there's also this kind of bronzy, kind of orangey undertone to it as well. It will just extend that along. Yeah, that's fairly nice there. That's covered up these very, very tiny little exposed points of canvas where you can see the weave. And you can just pull that out to this side. That's blending in quite nicely. That is now. We've still got all the drips coming off the side, which is part of the texture, which I really like. But that's just helped blend that in just a little bit. I'm going to bring that slightly more over to this side, just because of what's going on the top. And then we'll pick some of that sort of burnt orange colour up from the underside and just keep pulling it back. Nice. That's a nice little blend there. I'm happy with that. That's a little bit light on the magenta, so let's just remove that. Blend that in just a little bit. We're just going top to bottom here. I'm not going to start sort of going horizontal with everything. Okay, happy days. Right, so I think we'll have a little rotate of this one and then just see if we've missed anything. So I'm going to go around to this side. Actually, that's looking really, really nice now. There's just one tiny bit of purple. Right, okay, so I think I've got this. So I'm just going to maneuver that just round that way a little bit. And we've got a tiny, tiny little portion of the purple, which I'm just going to tap in. Now, I've already got some on here. So let's just get that tapped in. I won't sit down for this bit. I think I can manage. Just kneeling down. It'll be tough, but I'll get through it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, lovely colour purple, this. AD's favourite colour is purple. I said to him the other day, what's your favourite colour of purple? And he just went purple. Big fan, big fan. And why wouldn't you be? This is a particularly nice one. Somewhat reminiscent of a very popular chocolate brand. Very nice all the same. Okay, so we're just tapping that in. That's nice. It's just, this is literally, I know you're over there with Roam Cam. Hello. Oh, are we back on corner cam? That's cool. I think we're still on Roam Cam. Okay, so that's good. This could be interesting because I did say to AD I might need to bring my glasses in. I have brought my glasses in, but of course with a mask on, I've never put my focusing sort of reading glasses on. Because I'm old now. Yes, Pan, you're right. That chocolate manufacturer has no doubt copyrighted their purple, but this is very similar. Do you want to hear it? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you're right, Pan. But here's the thing. You take one of those colours and you take the shade by percent, 0.5% even, and adjust it. You're then not breaking any copyright, and the eye can never see the percent difference if you do that. So it's easy. You get as close as you possibly can, and you just clear off a couple of percent on the colour, and it's perfect.
Okay, cool in the gang. Right, I think that for the small one, I'm just going to have a quick walk around. It's probably done. I'm not going to mess with that because I've got all the cells on it. And I've just kicked all my thinners over. Good boy, well done. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Right, okay, small equals done. That's nice. That's good. Right, okay, so now I can turn my attention to completing the larger one. So let's have a look. I'm going to bring, excuse me, the camera around so we can have a look at that, because I have noticed there's probably one or two bits here. So again, we're on that nice chocolatey purple. So if I pop that back there a minute, I'll just stick to the hands and knees for a moment, and then just get that tidied up.
Would that be Swasbury purple? Is that what that would be?
Okay. Right. So yes, Swarisbury purple. Right. Okay. So let me just get my fingers in there. Ah, so Ashley's sharing the stream. Thank you, Ashley. That's very kind. Just get that whizzed round just a tad. There we go. Yes, that's better. Okay, so purple okay up to there. This is quite a tricky bit, so I'm probably going to leave that. But now I need to get into this other purple, which is called Royal Purple, which has got a number. And it's RAL 4007 for the technical review. So I'm just going to get a can of that opened. Now I'm just going to check in with AD. Fume-wise, are we okay? You okay where you are? Okay, this one. Okay, so AD's just going to pull my microphone just to reset set it for a second, so I'm just going to go quiet. Excellent. Okay, so just going over just a few little bits here. Now, I've got some really nice features along here, and I'm reluctant to cover them up because there's some nice strips. But what we do have is a very tiny, thin line of canvas showing from underneath. All this really is just an exercise in covering that up. There we go. So just feathering that in nicely, doing the Bob Ross. There we go, happy days. So we've got the experimental silver coming up very shortly, and if you've not seen a broadcast before, that's quite something, especially how I tackle canvas and the tools I'm going to be using. So that's going to be quite entertaining. Okay, right. So just touching that up, this is good. I can see all those white bits now. I'm just coming to a bit here which is quite interesting, and it's going to be difficult to know. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to initially go over. I'll see if I can pull this over here. There is again a line here, so I want to try and go over that line, but I'm trying then not to compromise all the really nice stuff that goes over the top. So I think what I might have to do is introduce some orange, and this is where it's going to get a little bit complex now, and I'm going to have to concentrate so I don't go bombing over the edge and ruining it. But for now, if I just get the little bit of whites of canvas at least just filled, I can then introduce some other colours over the top of it. So I'm trying to get, I know my head's in the way a little bit. We're getting quite to the crucial bit now. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have to really be quite smart on what I do. So let's get myself a fresh brush. And I need to get some lines in, that'll do. And I think our first line has to be a little drop of these little orangey ones down here. It's going to be quite tricky to do this, I think. We'll see if I can manage to do it. Okay. All right, round and round we go. Okay, so I definitely want one there. Okay, this is good. And I'm going to go one there. There's a pan saying, "Hi, I'm hiding." Adam Savage is saying, "I'm hiding my crimes." Well, I suppose, yeah, you could look at it a number of ways. I like to think of it that what I wasn't able to achieve with the spin table technique, which is how these are done, I'm now able to actually just sit quietly and actually achieve them in a different manner. I suppose that's the most timely thing we can say. They're just nice enhancements and embellishments actually, which just help keep the flavour of what happened on the front just continuing on the sides. And let's be honest, when you're going to view this from the side, I think that's a really nice thing actually. It just shows, on a slightly more serious note, a level of attention to detail and care actually, and I suppose that is it. I care who buys it, I care who owns it, I care that they are happy. You know, we care enormously about the people that want to own one of these and treasure them for a lifetime, because you're changing people's lives. You know, whilst we have fun on the live stream and we're bouncy and trying to change the world, there is infinitely a more personal and some would say serious side to this. But it's a joyous thing. It's nothing heavy at all, but it's how far do you want to go with something that you care about. And I think when you care about something like this, you do. You want to make it the best that you can. You want to be the best that you can, and it's a reflection of yourself and your values. And as human beings, Adi and I value that enormously. It's an incredibly difficult business to be in, and there's no easy solution to anything. Well, we find a way and we change people's lives. In actual fact, on there, we've got a weekly vlog that will come up at some point. We haven't filmed it yet, but we are about to change somebody's life almost completely, sort of turn it 360 degrees with 2 paintings, and that's going to be pretty incredible. So if you're not already subscribed, you know what's coming next, don't you? Yeah, please do give us a subscribe to the channel. We'll get, yeah, somewhere by my head, isn't it, the button? My head, yeah, there you go, somewhere there. Fluffy Smudge Workshop, what a great name. Well, thank you very much for your feedback. That's extremely kind of you. I'm glad we're not sort of we're not raising the Titanic, are we, at the moment? We are just touching the sides up. But thank you for your feedback. It's just giving us a chance, isn't it, just to have a chat. You know, one of the things, as I was just saying and alluded to about the personal side of this, actually what we're all doing now, if you're sat watching this with us now, it becomes a very personal thing. You're part of this right now. Whether you tune in, tune out, how long you stay for, you become part of it. And I love that. And it will always be there. I love that as a principle. So, Amanda Gates. Hello, Amanda. Very nice to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. And Jean-Baptiste. There's a name we haven't heard for a while. Bonsoir, Jean-Baptiste. That's as much French as I know. Sorry about that. Okay, looking really good. I'll take you for a little whistle stop tour of what I've just done now, because I kind of had to concentrate on the orangey bits. And now I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Adi is always my eyes in the sky, and I'm sure from all the close-ups and everything he can see on cameras, he's going to be able to give us a flavour about what's going on. So Ada's just asking me about the copper over the edges. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I might just introduce a little bit of black down here, and then I think we're done. Which means it's experiment time. Ooh, which I'm looking forward to. Barring any kind of disaster there, buddy, I'm going to call that and then finish with that black around the corner. So that's looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do, folks, stop to the tin. Oh, well, thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Sorry you got to run. But yeah, give us a subscribe. You don't miss anything then. There'll be... Oh, sugar. Oh, dear. It's all gone wrong. Look what I've done. Oh, dear. I've just spilt paint on the top. Yeah, there it is, look. Go corner cam, look. Just spilt it. Right, the drama's unfolding here, folks. I lift a lid. I lifted a lid and the lid dribbled on it. Oh, Amanda, you can't go now. Okay, it's coming off. Coming off. Right. I'm going to use a soft cloth actually. Oh man, that was close. That was close. We got it. We got it. We haven't ruined the I can't believe I just spilt paint on it. What an error. Well, thankfully, folks, you'll be very, very pleased to know that once the paint's cured underneath, they're extremely hard wearing, and it's another wonderful effect of enamel paints. You literally, yeah, you can eat your dinner off them. You practically have to light a bomb underneath them for anything to really happen. So paint spillages on something that's dry is always a moment, but in actual, a drop of thinners and a soft cloth, and you're back to square one again. Phew. Thankfully for that. So, disaster averted, friends. Right, okay, let's do a little clear up because we're almost borrowing a little skadoosh of black. About to start on the experiment. Now, we're going to be using a brand new, untried, and untested silver paint. One, I'll have to tell you, we haven't even opened the tin yet. And we're going to be doing it live on air with everybody that's watching. And we're going to be doing that literally within minutes. So you have to go and make yourself a hot beverage or pour a cold one. Now's the time to do it. Humberto Furtada. Hello from Florida. So you're the second Florida visitor today. Thank you. Well, Humberto, do we pronounce the H or not? Or is it a silent H? And is Damiana still here? Because she's also from Florida. But thank you for joining us, Humberto. It's very nice of you to come onto the chat and say hello. Now, we're just going to grab a small amount of black because there are two lines around the other side, of which I'm now going to show you because I'm going to walk around with Roam Cam. Yeah, so see just here, look. So we've got these really nice striations here. So I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny lines of black in just to continue those on the side. Okay. And then I'll show you how we've just finished that whole lot off. And it's experiment time. That's the fun bit. Which I'm looking forward to. Right, okay. Actually, let's take the lid. Bearing in mind, I haven't done too well with lids. It's a silent H. I thought it was. Thank you, Humberto. Okay, here we go. So let's just carry those on. I'll get the fingers in a moment. One there. One there. Okay, I literally don't want any more paint than that. Okay. So I'm going to have a small dab of thinners and we'll just gently ease that in. Now I've already upset one lot of thinners, so I've got to be careful because there's a pool on the floor. I've got just enough in the bottom of that. Fluffy Smudge Works. Yeah, well, we know of that's a great quote. We know of a very good gold. If we get time, I'll show you the gold that we use. Okay, so just tidy that up a little bit. And then we're almost ready to go, folks. Experiment time. Change my gloves. Have a quick swig of my glucose drink. Okay, right, let's see how we can blend that in. So, let's just go up a little bit. If it goes quiet now, this is me when I'm concentrating.
Yay!
Yeah, thanks for that. Thank you, Humberto. That's very kind of you. Well, we did these on a live stream, not this week, but I think it was the week before. So when we finish broadcasting here, by all means, go and check those out. And we did them on a spin table at the same time. 2 uneven, different sized paintings with no central sort of focal feed point. And we did them on the live stream, which we've never attempted before. And actually, it was an incredible night. We did have a lot of fun. And it got quite stressful at one point as well. But we created two superb works of art, some of which I'm very, very happy with. And you can go and check those out by all means. Right, just while I got the black in my hand, just going to pull just the tiniest little soups on here. There we go, just a tiny, almost tiny little featurette of the black. That is the brush that I used just out here. It is just a tiny amount, just to blend in with the bronze, and then I'm calling it as done, folks. Definitely. Okay, there's just enough life left in that, just to give that a little blend. Perfect. Right, okay. Well, to a great or lesser degree, everybody, I think that is the edges done. Yeah, alrighty then. Let's have a look at that on the overhead. I'm going to take you for a quick spin on the camera. So we don't now need, we're doing no more sitting down. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so roam cam, let's just, there we go. Let's take you for that edge first. See what I did then? I've just pulled these oranges, because these oranges don't extend from the center or from any other big point. They kind of exist on the edge. I'm doing a kind of Salvador Dali sort of time melting clocks thing on the edge, and I've extended that around the corner, so they just kind of fall off, but they don't go all the way to the edge. They're kind of got that nice little melting effect. And then we came around the corner and kind of blended all this in. Remember what we did if you've seen from the start. We went from the Magenta into the purple. On the small one, we just added those tiny little black highlights on the corner. Oops, sorry, I just hit the bottom of the camera. Let's do it from this side. Okay, so we figured that out. We tapped in and sponged in a load of colour around there, and that's looking nice. And then there's the continuation of the blend from magenta into the purple. We then popped ourselves a little bit of copper on. I came around the side. I've kind of left all these really interesting drips here. We just tapped in the purple, and then we come back round to those really nice melting orange bits on the side. That is done. Yes, indeedy do. Now then, let's pop, actually I'll pop roam cam here. There we go. I'll ask AD if that's a reasonable angle for you to look at. You can tell me, do I need to go up, down, left to a little bit? Right, okay, so look at stay on the gloves. Right, glove change time. So AD's now got a clip of these two actually being spun on a live stream. We thought you might like to have a little look. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my drink, wipe my face because it's quite sort of warm in here. But it's going to show you some of the footage of it being spun. Check this out. Turn my attention to the sides. Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Yeah? Who's saying a touch of silver, multi-revelator? It's tricky, but actually, do you want me to reboot the overhead? I've got a Roger from control. Let's do this Insta. Right, here we go. Let's just see if these last couple of little soupçons of features make a difference, shall we? I think we're going to go for one gigantic spin. It's happening, everybody. Here we go. Make or break time in the pod. And I'm gently teasing this up to full RPM. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be in there. There you go. If you're watching on YouTube, how's that for a camera shot? Now I'm keeping my eye on the outside. No need to be sorry, Albert. I love the fact that you're all really on the chat and giving us a load of suggestions. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful thing what you do, guys, and we really appreciate it, you getting involved. What do you reckon to that then? That's it on the spin machine. Incredible. I mean, it was phenomenal. If you haven't seen that already, you can go and check that out on the channel. Just back about 2 or 3 videos ago. Yes, Ashley, you will have to go and watch it. It was particularly good. In fact, even just so you see that, there's a lot of engineering that went into that, both in terms of how we fixed it to the table, securing it, preventing paint from getting on the surface, fixing the table together, putting the ply base on the top, putting the extended base on top of that, positioning it in the studio, then putting all the barriers around it, then testing to make sure it can carry the weight. So it was a real technical achievement, you know, which is all credit to Adi, because he fixed that all up and figured out all the solutions. So, and then I went and put paint on it, and this is what you got. So there's a lot of work involved in this. Of course, you know, this is showing you the actual paint going on the canvas, but that's the tip of the iceberg. What lies below the surface? Well, that's what the vlogs are all about, and there's plenty of those for you to watch. We've got 1 or 2 a week going out. It's life behind the scenes here at Suarez HQ. And of course, if you are new here and this is of particular interest in what we're doing at the moment, there are 97 live streams for you to have a look at. And so yeah, we're 3 off 100. Can you believe that? Nearly 100 live streams. I can't believe it. When I say it like that, goodness me, I think it's quite an achievement myself to do this 100 times. Anyway, right. Okay, folks, if we're ready, we are going to do something now. Experiment time. Now, this is where literally anything can happen, and I assure you, probably will. So let me explain now what's going to happen. I'm just wondering now, buddy, if you'll need to pop the extractor on now, because there's going to be a volume of paint coming out. Hey, let me explain. Adi's going to go and put the extractor on. We normally run with the extractor. We haven't had it for the duration of just doing the sides, because we contain... Oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Extractor is on. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, so we haven't put the extractor on up until now, because actually the vapors that are, you know, so minimal are probably, you know, okay, I need my mask, but nothing's escaping or going outside. But now that I've got a volume of paint that I'm mixing up, of course, there's a bigger surface area for the paint to attack, which means there'll be much more of a chemical reaction, a lot more hydrocarbons in the air. So now's the point where the extractor's gone on. You won't hear the extractor, even though right from where I am now, there's a 90 decibel extractor literally over by the stool. Okay, but you can't hear that because of some noise cancelling software and a whole host of weird and wonderful things happening. We've isolated that noise, so all you can hear is my voice. But that's why I have the ear defenders on, because I can't talk to you, listen to Adi, and listen to 90 decibels all at the same time. Having said that, that man out there on the other side of the pod does have to listen to it, because he's sat right next to it, so he's got an even harder job than I have. Anyway, so the extractor's on. That's us in good shape. Just going to turn my mask up, dude. Second. Yeah, so over here, see where he is? See the door? This is where Adi is, look. Okay, he's pushing the membrane at the moment. So he's sat out here in a very small part of the pod, which is just barely wide enough to fit a PC table in a desk. So he's out there, and you see him, look, drawing a picture. So he's out there at the moment, and he's controlling the broadcast, what you see, how you see it, the zooms, the pans, the sound effects, the music, responding to your comments. Why has my laptop gone off? Why does my laptop keep going off? Okay. And we're back in the room. Fantastic. Ashley, smacking the sheet. Yeah, there he is. Fluffy Smudge Workshop. It looked like so much fun. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's good. Now we're going to come up to something quite interesting. Not sure what gold he used, but it's amazing. Well, I can talk you through the gold in a moment. But first of all, when Adi tells me he's got the camera shot onto this canvas, we're going to get some paint on. Okay, so let me ask you a question, buddy. Are we ready to do this?
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Okay, if Shia LaBeouf says do it, that means we're doing it. Here we go, here we go. Right, so let me just talk you through what looks like the most easiest thing in the world. Well, actually, because it's us here, nothing is ever that simple. What I've done, I've taken some black straight out of the tin, and I popped it into a jug tumbler. I've added a compound to it, which remains secret, but its role is to help keep the paint flexible, particularly on the backgrounds. We have to do that, of course, because when we're stretching it around a frame, like the circular ones, which are already pre-stretched, these have to bend around the corners, so we need to keep the paint flexible. So particularly on base coats, we have to add a chemical to it to allow us to keep the paint flexible. If anybody really wants to know the physics, do let me know, and I'll tell you how it works. And the one thing I won't do is tell you what it is that we put in it. That's a secret. Okay, so let me explain what's going on. This is our experiment. Now I'm using a 9-inch window squeegee. Are we still on overhead, buddy? Let me come up to you then. So that's my 9-inch window squeegee on a long extending pole. I've got other squeegees as well. Love this tool. I mean, it's the coolest tool on the planet. I love it. It's probably my favorite, the window squeegee. It also means I don't have to get it on my hands and knees, which is also quite nice. So initially, what am I doing? I'm just going to spread this out. I just need to get a reasonably even distribution of paint. And then I'm going to do what I call paint into it in just a moment. All that really means is then I'm going to get a paintbrush and kind of evenly more distribute this out. So that it's kind of, I'm covering up all the white bits and evening out where it is a little bit too high. Okay. Now the purpose of this is entirely to act as a platform for the new untested silver to go on. Ooh, which I'm really looking forward to, which is only moments away. If we get carried away, we might put some gold on as well, because I know a few of you are asking about the gold. So I might get the, what I call the Queen's gold out. Very good reason for that, I shall explain. But for now, let's just get the paintbrush will start to get the black worked actually into the weave of the canvas. Now the one thing the squeegee isn't too good at is kind of filling in the holes, but you can put lots of different varying pressures on your wrist to kind of bury the paint into the canvas, which is all I really want to do at this stage. It's just having something on the background that allows me to see what the silver's about to do. So here we go. We're hands and knees. It had to happen. Definitely don't see Bob Ross doing this, do you? Well, obviously not anymore. Do you know he made 28 seasons of The Joy of Painting? Can you imagine that? 28. It's over 240 shows, I think. Crazy. It's almost as many live streams as what we've done. Oh dear, I love it. Okay, fantastic. So let's go around the other side, just making sure I've got canvas covered, that's all. And don't forget, folks, this is in pursuit of finding the perfect silver, which in the course of the last 10 or 12 years, we used to have a really nice one and it stopped being made. And then for the last 3 or 4 years, we've been really trying to find that one silver that when you look at it, you go, oh, that is nice. So this is the quest to find that one, that extra special one, the one that adds just that little bit of zing to what you're doing. So we've already got it with the gold. We have the most sensational gold, which I'm hoping to be able to show you very shortly. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we're about to have a look in a matter of moments as to how nice or not this silver is. Yeah. Okay, right, I'm going to leave that. That's fine. Gloves are melting. Okay, right, so let's just get some fresh gloves on. And let's have a little look, shall we? Let's see what's going on. So, which camera do you want me to be on, buddy, so you can see what's going on with the paint? Do you want to do PTZ or what do you want to do? Yes, it is, yeah. Right, I'm going to give the paint an open, and then I'm going to come up to corner cam, and then I'll show you the paint. I haven't done this yet. I don't even know what it looks like. Okay. Ah, thank you, Joseph. Yeah, you liked what we did with the squeegee. Yeah, it does have quite an interesting effect, to be honest with you. I'm sure at some point I'll probably use that again in the future to do something like that. I mean, I can do a lot of effect actually with the squeegee, some really nice stuff, especially if I do layers upon layers. Yeah, you'll have to go back through live streams. Done quite a few squeegee ones. Actually did one with a giant squeegee and created like this gigantic kind of helter-skelter effect. It's mind-blowing. In fact, I'll show you the squeegee in a moment. Can I just say a big hello to Ardy Raymundo, who's given us some love emojis. Thank you very much, Ardy. That's very nice of you to drop on by. Right. Okay, corner cam. Let's have a look for the very first time. And this is the silver we're talking about. Okay, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens when this goes on. At the moment, I'm not entirely convinced, but I say this is experimental. We're doing this for the first time, so we've got to find out, haven't we? So I'm going to do two things now. I'm going to put some on neat, and then I'm going to do a splash. So I think what I'm going to do is do some thinned first, and then we're going to drizzle on some of the neat stuff. Shall we do that? See what it looks like? Let's give that a go. Let's give that a go. Right, so we're back on the overhead cam now. Hello. I'm going to grab another tumbler, and I'm going to pop some in there. I'm going to thin this down. So I'm just using, I say a normal thinners. It isn't normal for us. It's a mineral-based thinners. Let's see how this thing's down. So a similar kind of thing to, it's like a derivative of white spirit. Turpentine, that kind of thing, but made specifically for the paints. We'll show you the gold in just a minute. Do not worry. Stay right where you are, because the gold is coming up and it's in this tin here, and it's mind-blowing. I want to just get this on first and see where we're at with it. So that's giving it a good whiz round. Yeah, that feels kind of nice. That's okay. That's okay. Right, let's have a look. Very interesting. Right, okay, I think there's slightly too much in there. I just don't want all that quantity, so I'm just going to offload a drop into there. In actual fact, yeah, okay. Right, okay. Are we ready, everybody? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a splash, and I'm going to do it kind of in that direction because I want to see what happens. Now this is going to mix. Let me come down here. This is going to mix with the black. Okay. So who knows what will happen? Well, I think I know what will happen. But we've had to thin this because I need it to go from here all the way over to there without destroying what's over there. If that kind of makes sense. So that's the direction I'm going in. I've got one shot at doing this. If I don't get this right, because this is all about learning what the paint's doing. It feels a little bit different to the rest. So this could be interesting. So, are we ready? Do we have a go? I reckon so. All right. Okay, buddy. Tell me when you've got the shot. Okay, so we're going into that corner, and we're going to do it hopefully on 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath, everybody. Here it comes. Okay. Right. I'll try not to fall over on that, because that would be quite embarrassing. Now, apart from getting up too quickly, give me a second. The whole world's gone a bit spinning. There's our first throw. Okay, very interesting. Okay. So Ada's just asking me what I think. Is it any lighter? No. No, it isn't, mate. No, that's not near the sort of kind of mirrory, chromy kind of sparkly effect I thought we might get. Having said that, as I'm standing overhead, live as I live and breathe, it is doing some quite extraordinary things, especially here, where it's at its thickest. And I don't quite know how to describe that, but that's unusual. So what I'd like to do now is get some thick silver on, and I'm going to circumvent that with some loops and lines kind of down here, yeah? And I'm going to drizzle that from a spoon because I want to see then what happens when it's thick out of the can. Yeah, Jay Favors says it looks grey. Yeah, no, I've got to agree with you, Jay. I think it does. I think it looks a little bit grey, which is a little bit not what I expected. I don't want to use the disappointing word, but Hello, Jeffrey. Oh, you come back again, Jeffrey. Thank you. Right, here we go, folks. Just before we get the gold out, I'm just going to drizzle in a few lines. Let's just get some of this out because I want to see if it holds now. This is the point of this. Does it hold its shape? What happens? Let's go up there a little bit. Right. So just to recap for anyone who's just joined us or has come in late, we started this very impromptu broadcast looking at the 2 round spin paintings over there, overhead. And we touching up the sides. We had a very chilled out time sorting the 2 round paintings out, which are these standing over on the A-frames. So we dealt with that, which is great. Tidied it up, had a chat about all that kind of stuff. Now you join us in the experimental phase. So down here where I'm just having a little go with this brand new silver, this is entirely us experimenting because we're trying to find out if this new silver paint we've just picked up today from our paint supplier is giving us the wow factor. We're always on the lookout for that killer silver. And so far, in its thinned down version, we haven't found it. However, and I'm now going to grab Roam Cam, and I'm going to show you now that what's happening down here, because this is quite interesting. So on Roam Cam, look at the difference, if you can see it in the light, between what I've just put that's unthinned, i.e. straight from the can, to the almost sort of opaque greyness of the thinned paint. So this is telling me that this silver is much happier straight from the tin than it is being thinned. I hope you can see there the difference in tones between the 2. Yeah, so one will probably look white on the camera, whilst that looks grey, which is really interesting. Let's see if we can get down a little closer for you. AD can then guide me as to how he sees fit. So that it might look white, but that's just because of the reflection of the lights above. But actually, that's not bad. I can't see too much of a metallic flake in it, but it has got a more of a luster than the thinned version. So instantly, we're learning, and that was the whole point of the live stream. This is all about us doing the experiment because we need to do it, and we just wanted to share that live with you because we've never done this with this paint before. So when I say we're live, we're absolutely live. Oh, Robert Mungian. Hello, Robert. That's nice of you to drop by, say hello. Oh, Gina White. The never-ending search for a chrome finish paint. You're right, Gina. It never stops, does it? Robert, let me ask you, are you at work today? Are you bunking off work like you were on Wednesday? That was hilarious. Yeah, you're totally our hero for doing it, for watching the live stream while you're at work. I love it. I love it. I shouldn't condone that behaviour, but I thought it was brilliant. Fair play to you. Right. Okay. I promised you, while you're having a little look on the overhead, I'm going to crack open the gold, because I know one or two of you want to see this gold. I'll tell you now, this is the Queen's gold, and I'm not kidding you. I'm going to come over to corner cam. Here we go. It's got the Queen's crest on it, so it is supplied to Her Majesty the Queen here in the UK. But this, as we've been told by the managing director of the people that make the paint, is used on all the metalwork at Buckingham Palace. So if you ever see photos or drive past it, then on top of all the ornate ironwork, you see all these gold balustrades. This is the paint. And everything inside Buckingham Palace, I'll get a stick and show you, is used by Her Majesty the Queen. And we were told that there's only us and her that use it because it's frighteningly expensive. There we go. And this is the quest. This is the silver, the chrome finish I'm trying to get to, but in the silver. We've already got it in the gold, and this is literally just the greatest thing ever. So you know what? As a reward, because you've been sticking with us this long, let's pop some on. Just because we can, and it's a Friday afternoon, and despite it being horrifically expensive, we're just going to do it anyway. Let's drizzle some beautiful gold on here. Here we go, folks. Here we go. We're going to go a drizzle here. That's nice. Let's get a reverse flick, shall we, inside here. Let's go. Ooh, nice. Let's do another one of those. Ooh, nice. Off it goes. Like a thunderstorm. It's lightning. Let's get some of that on. Beautiful. Let's get some little droplets going there. Shall we see if we can get a giant one? Oh, look at that. Let's get, ooh, another one. There we go. Look. It's a lightning storm. That was my impression of lightning, sorry. pretty lame, wasn't it? Oh, nice. Happy days. Look at that. Love that. Right. So while Adi gives you a zoom in, I think let's get some white on there, shall we? Let's really freshen this up. You know, Wednesday's live stream was a gold and silver live stream. There is a big painting in here, which we're not going to show you anything of that in any detail at the moment because our patrons will be seeing that before anybody else. If you're interested to learn more about becoming a patron and getting access to all the exclusive content before anybody else gets it anywhere, then you can find us on patreon.com/StoriesArt. Okay, happy days. Right, so buddy, if you're okay, I'm going to get some white on. We're going in straight from the can now, and again I'm going to do sort of these almost like string type kind of waves, but we're going to go across and up the side. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, we okay with that, buddy? You got a good shot? Happy days, man. Let's do it. Okay, let's just see if we can lighten this up a little bit. Because again, part of the experiment here, guys, is actually, in all fairness, I want to find out what the other paints do when it hits the silver. Hence why I'm concentrating on this bit here, because I need to know then what sinks down, what stays on the surface, etc, etc, etc. And this is a really good way of doing it. Remember, this is the experiment. This helps me find out exactly the kind of thing I'm dealing with. You know, so let's get a big glob of white there because I want to see what happens to that. Okay, nice. So we've got splash, we've got dribble. This is good. Thank you for asking the question, Gina, about the copper. Yeah, we have a really nice copper, actually. I'll show you the copper. Let me just get some more gloves on. We've got a number of different suppliers because, like most things, you know, one person, one company can't take care of all the requirements that we have. So we're always on the lookout for specialists who can, you know, kind of make what we're after and what we're looking for. In fact, right in the middle of the live stream, because I heard it in my ears, but because I'm a complete professional, I didn't flinch. His phone went off and I could hear it in this ear, and it was a paint supplier getting back to him about paint, ironically, but obviously we couldn't take that. This is the copper, and it is gorgeous. It's got hints of burnt sienna, it's got umber, it's very warm, so it's almost got hints of orange and cinnamon and that kind of thing. And it is absolutely gorgeous, and we're using a lot of copper recently. Absolutely delicious. So this is from a paint supplier in the north of the UK, which is really, really nice. Delicious, in fact. And, you know, it's just a bit different to the gold. It doesn't have the luminescence of the gold, but it has a really rich caramel, kind of velvety, almost you want to eat it kind of texture. Please, kids, if you're watching this, don't eat paint. So I hope that answers that. Does that answer that question? Okay. Oh, Robert's got to go. Thanks, Robert. See you Wednesday, hopefully. So I hope that's answered the question, Gina. But thank you. Oh, and Fluffy. Oh, thank you for tuning. Yeah, love this. So glad I tuned in. Fluffy Smudge, thank you. Well, I hope as well as, you know, having a fairly chilled out and relaxing time here, guys, that actually, you know, you found it a little bit educational, maybe. I'd like to think that was the case. For you, Gina, do you know what? We're going to pop a little bit of this copper on. Let's actually show you, hey? Why not? Because we've got it in the dish. It was the last from a tin that I had. So, we'll just use it. Actually, tell you what, Gina. Let's pop this in some shot glasses and let's give ourselves some swoops and swooshes, shall we? Let's use another vessel, small vessel here. Plastic shot glass. Now, who did I promise to show the squeegee to? Was it Ashley? I'll show you the squeegee. Not the black one just yet, mate. No, I mean the one we did the giant one out of. I've got to clean that one yet. Right, which camera, dude? Okay, let's get some real nice kind of little loops going on here. I just add a little bit of warmth to everything. Let's see what that does. Now, because I've had this decanted for a couple of days, it's already started to thin over, so it's not it's not going quite, you know, where I want, because it is starting to cure, because I used this on Wednesday and it was what was left out of a tin, but there was too much to go into the cups, so I just got it into a tub. Let's just see if it'll drizzle just a little bit. Can I get a few little drops, a few little blobs here and there? Again, what's nice about this is actually this is teaching me, or I'm learning very, very quickly about the reaction of what happens to this particular silver paint, because we've got it thinned and unthinned, and actually that was the whole point, wasn't it, when we first came into this. Joe's right, got you. Yeah, okay, thank you about that. Let me show you the squeegee then. Let's go call let's go corner cam. There you go. That was the giant squeegee we used. Which, as you can see with the colours on it, it was a very interesting night, but actually created some amazing effects with it. Never used it before, and it's really quite difficult when you're stretching over something that's flat on the floor, trying to navigate like you're, you know, like you're trying to row a boat. That's the end on view. So it's some top hat aluminium channel, which Adi then put this piece of squeegee into, and it's remarkably effective. But like anything, I haven't really used it that much, so it's a question of just having some time to practice. And actually, that's what today's been all about. This has been about a little bit of a practice day for us, hasn't it? You know, which we kind of said from the outset. But at least you're with us while we're trying to actually push back some boundaries and learn about some new materials. And I think we'll do it again, mate. I think we'll do it, won't we, buddy? I'm just talking to Adi. Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll have to do some of these impromptus because they're really good. Just want to drop black in because I want to see how the black reacts into the silver. So I think in terms of, yeah, that silver definitely thinned down isn't working. Unthinned, not too bad. It's got much better light reflecting qualities, but in no way is that the silver that I expected it to be. Which is fine. This is all about learning, and that's what we're doing, aren't we? If we can't push forward a little bit every day, we just stay in the same place, and nobody wants to do that. Okay, cool. Right, so let's give you a quick look at that on the Roam cam. Right. Okay, let's have a little look, shall we? See how low I can go. Okay, right, so there we are. Look, now it is interesting what's happening, the way that the silver is reacting to the black on the base layer, which of course was liquid, but as a few of you have so rightly said, it looks grey. All right, so that is unfortunate that it looks grey. Okay, but there's a nice difference there you can see between the copper and the gold. Here we see these sort of bolts of lightning just piercing through, and then you get the warmth and almost rigidity or solidity of the copper, just bringing that little tap, the depth of warmth. You just pop the black on. Look, the black is starting to hold its shape, which is quite interesting. And then over here, where we just went neat from the can, all these little kind of neural pathways, looking quite nice. And now, hopefully, you can see the difference between the silver and the white. And that should hopefully give you a little bit of contrast between the two. We come around the other side. Ashley, thank you for the feedback. Yeah, silver's nice, not the best, but yeah, some kind of blue would look really good, wouldn't it? Joseph had to deal with a dog. Or we'll show you the squeegee, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll take you back through that. Don't worry about that at all. So there we go. That's the experiment, which is very interesting. It is tempting now almost to think, oh, should I just make it a work of art now and put some blue on? But I think I'll probably leave it there, actually, Ashley. But it's a great suggestion. Now you got me thinking, I need to put some blue on, but we need to monitor it, to be honest with you. I'll still be in here for a little while. Right, Joseph, there you go, my friend. Well, the squeegee. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, we did a live stream with this. It's quite difficult, using it. It's like trying to steer a kayak or something with a great big oar. And that's it from its cross section. So it's 2 pieces of top hat, extruded aluminium, joined together with a squeegee on one side, cut to length, which AD built. So theoretically, you can make this any size you wanted. So that's that. So I hope that answers your question. Hope everything's all right with the dog. And there we go. Right, okay, I knocked the camera, but thankfully I nearly lost another 4K camera. I seem to be breaking that many. Right, okay. Oh, Ashley thinks it's beautiful. Thank you very much. Floppy Smudge loves it. Marvelous. You guys are awesome. You've been here literally from the start. Thank you, Gina, as well. And Joseph. No, that's a squeegee. Heck, you're right, aren't you, Joseph? Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, what can I say, folks? There we go. You've joined us for an afternoon of stuff here inside the Paint Pod. And I've really enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much. Lots of new faces here, which is awesome. Oh, Nelson. Hello, Nelson, a regular viewer. And we hope you've enjoyed it. Your feedback is always really, really appreciated. We hope to see you subscribed. You can give us a subscribe just using the button if you haven't already. And if you click on the bell icon, of course, you'll never miss anything like this. Then you can just choose to watch it. It'll just pop up on your mobile device and think, great, I'll pop that on the background and see what these two crazy dudes are up to today. Well, that would be awesome. And that's probably where we're at for today, folks. We've still got a little bit of work to do here. And I also just say, on Wednesday, we are doing the live stream, as we do every single Wednesday. We're at 7:30 p.m. UK time. And at the moment, that's still British summer time, 7:30 p.m. And we'll be doing something on a giant piece of canvas, which is actually sat at the back of the studio. And we'll be doing a lot of gold. Let me say that right now. There's going to be a lot of gold involved. Some amazing gold. That's one you definitely don't want to miss. Right. Oh, well, Ashley, that's a nice thing to say. You've inspired me to paint after 2 weeks of not feeling it, so thank you. Well, no, thank you, Ashley. Thank you for dropping in and staying for the whole broadcast this afternoon. It's been great to have you here, and just really, you're welcome. You're welcome. What can I say? Get painting. Post it on social. Let us all have a look. Sherry1663, great way to start the day watching you create. Thank you very much. You're all very kind. That's fantastic. Well, let's say a big thank you to Adi out in control, just on the other side of the pod there, who's been doing all the production work, as he always does, and works tirelessly to give you a broadcast that will give you the nice camera angles, the close-up shots, and keeping everything monitored so that it all looks good for your viewing pleasure. So thank you very much, buddy. That's very good of you. And we're going to look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Yes, not long to go now, folks. 5 days. Yeah, 5 days. And hopefully see you there. If not, you can watch this on catch up. Everything's available on YouTube all the time, 24/7. Go and indulge yourself and go and watch some of the highlights, because we have some amazing things out there for you to watch. Anyway, I think, unless Eddie's got anything else to say or to add, we'll bid you a bon voyage. We hope you have a very safe week wherever you are, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, and whatever you're up to, please stay safe. And we hope to see you here for the live stream on Wednesday. And if not, certainly for another impromptu live stream very, very soon. But take care, everybody. We're officially out of here. Thank you for watching.